Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. Or perhaps you're listening to the all in actual play feed on the Open Hearth podcast. If so, welcome. We are playing over Zoom via video, so I may be showing pictures. If I can, I'll remember to describe it so the audio folks are not left too far behind. We are playing the game known as Apocalypse World. Technically, the third edition. These are preview rules, the playbook and basic moves ref sheet released to Kickstarter backers for the Apocalypse World third edition Kickstarter, which concluded in December of 2025. And here we are in January 2026, and I'm immediately playing it. So, some things may change as we play. There is an active Discord server with Vincent McGay Baker, the designers of Apocalypse World, having conversations with people. It's neat. But for now, we're playing with what I have. Are playing on Saturday, which means that this is Star Wars Saturdays. So rather than playing Apocalypse World as it was intended, I'm playing it set in Star Wars. Not only that, but for the first time in Star Wars Saturdays, I have moved the timeline back, and we are right smack dab in the middle of the Clone Wars era, which is an era of Star Wars that grew on me over time. And I have to say, my most fun aspects of Clone Wars originally were the connective tissue comics that came out between when the Clone Wars movies were released, the prequels, technically. There were some really neat comics that happened there. And then the Clone Wars CGI series came out on Disney Kids, I think, or the XD one, if I remember correctly. 6 seasons, fantastic. The seventh season to conclude the story more recently came out in the last few years. Those are my two big influences for Clone Wars. We are playing on the planet known as Saleucami, which looks like Saleucami to my Americanized brain, but Saleucami is how I heard it pronounced on a Clone Wars episode, and that's what I'm going with. Saleucami is a planet under the control of one of the Confederation of Independent States, the Techno Union, lay claim over Saleucami. However, the New Republic at the time, which had all of our clone troopers, attempted to has attempted to free Saleucami from the Techno Union a few times. And very recently, there was a pretty large fight not far from where we are playing, where General Grievous went up against a few Jedi, and he had captured a Jedi, and that Jedi was freed. And Saleucami paid the price for those large battles that took place. We're not playing in the capital city, the only city that I could find any really details about. We're playing in a city that is nearby, Sarnak. Called Sarnak because I found a cool map of a fantasy city called Sarnak. And I thought this could work in Star Wars, and they agreed, they being the players. So let's talk to our players. We have two players who were unable to make it this week, but we have three, and that is quorum in my eyes. So let's remind folks of who is playing. We're going to start from the far right hand side of the character keeper, heading towards the left. So, Mark, if you could introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Yeah, I'm Mark, he and them, and I am playing Leonti Saru, pronounced they, them. Leonti is a Twi'lek. I am playing the Luminous playbook, which was what was it originally? The Fancy Pretty People playbook. I am
Skinner, I think
a
Skinner wasn't
Skinner,
that
yeah, that's right.
originally? Yeah.
I've got a salon. I hold social events. I'm a scheming little butterfly, and just kind of getting other people in trouble when I can.
Oh, Scheming Little Butterfly makes me think of the like burned over version of the playbook, which was the Monarch, which
Yes.
as a person who has watched certain cartoons from Cartoon
Hmm.
Network, definitely had a very different connotation in my brain. So I'm kind of glad it's not called the Monarch because I would constantly have that running, that soundtrack in my back of my mind. Thank you very much, Steven. Please introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Veyroon Brushak, um, who is a native of Saleucami, as you can tell by his bluish skin. And I'm playing the Restless Playbook. Veyroon's pronouns are also he, him. I'm playing the Restless Playbook, and um, the Restless Playbook is mostly seems to be about tracking and getting pet animals and that kind of stuff. So I have D, the Loth Cat, right here, and I also have Kilara, who is a mount that we see in the Clone Wars that goes. It's on Camino and it flies up and down between the waves and on land and stuff like that. Um, and Beirut likes animals more than he likes people. So, yep.
True, but Veyroon did seem to work okay with a Twi'lek by the name of Zarina,
Yeah.
and Zarina thinks, "Oh yeah, we have a new thing going, a gig work with Veyroon. We'll see how that goes." And then finally, Andesh, please introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Yeah, I'm Anders, he, him. I am playing Trison Hatchet Henge, the Harrier, which used to be called something else. It's the gang leader, the biker gang playbook. So she and the rest of the gang are wives, sisters, daughters, all female presenting uh, uh, to a mercenary group who disappeared somehow in the war. They're not around anymore. Their families have to fend for themselves, and that's what she's trying to help them to do.
The Harrier during the latex, like burned over version, which is what third edition became, was still called the Harrier, if I remember correctly, was very bird themed. And that has seems to have been stripped out. I'm very happy about that. That bird theme was just really off-putting to me. I'm super excited that this is more like the Chopper, which was what it was called way back in the day. And in our first session, our half session with Hatchet, we got to see your gang do some pretty fun and interesting, weird stuff. So, and you did not let Jetpack die. I'm happy. It was on the table. If you'd let Jetpack die, Jetpack would have been dead, and you would have had to pick another dumbass. So now you get to stick with the original. Okay. We had a bit quick talk before starting the recording about what we wanted to do and where we wanted to start. And we're going to explore barter, live day by day. So every time that we begin a session or when there's a break in play, and I'll break that rule occasionally, like if we do a moment to moment, last session to this session, I may not do a live day to day, but the intent is that the live day to day will kick off a lot of things and also reinforce the idea of scarcity. Before we actually engage those moves, I'll just also say that third edition has counting of bullets, and we're currently playing with that for some of the larger weapons. But this is Star Wars, and there are no bullets in Star Wars. They're like blaster packs in some of the CG games in the Star Wars universe, but I never saw anyone run out of ammo in a Star Wars movie. So probably not a big thing for us. And smaller weapons, I think I'm going to forego counting bullets, only for the things that might have a big missile that you stick into it. Might we count bullets? So let's go in snake order, which means that our Harrier, you get to be the first up to live day to day. So at the beginning of the session, when there's a break and play, roll plus barter. On a 10 plus, ask the MC what's free and what's easy. On a 7 to 9, ask what's easy and what's hard. On a miss, ask what's hard and what's impossible. If you're interested in a specific resource, you can ask the MC about it specifically.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything specific right now, so I'll just roll, and that's 12. The dice keep this dice roller really likes me,
This
so
die roller specifically does like you. That is amazing. What is free and what's easy? Because we decided to move time forward, I think what we're going to say is free and easy for Hatchet, if you're okay with this, is I'm looking among the resources itself to try to find the way to phrase. I think shelter? Yes, shelter is free and easy for you. The missile has been removed by Audric Halvin. He's removed the missile. He's moved into an apartment on the ground level. Your crew is able to exist on the top levels or wherever they is they wish. That shelter is free and easy for you. And
how
as
about
a yep,
food?
and that is the other thing. Because of 12 plus, I think that you have recently come upon a large cache of food. I'll ask you this question: who among your crew made the find? And then I'll ask Veroon, because he, as a restless, knows a little bit more about this. Is this food from the outskirts, the farms where the gang recently was, the gang known as the Harridans, or uh, did one of the gang members, happen to find a cache of some old military rations? So first, we'll ask Trison or Hatchet, who found the food that you guys are all currently enjoying.
Um, I think I'm gonna go with hearts, my most ruthless,
Nice, nice. Do
because
you?
that could cause trouble, and that's interesting.
Yeah, I like that. And she didn't tell you where she got it. She just said, hey,
Mhm.
here's some food for everybody. Awesome. And then, Veroon, you get to answer this question. Is it from the outskirts, the farmlands, or did Hearts recover some kind of rations or military uh, supply food?
I think it's from the outskirt farms, and this is specifically taken directly from the farmers that are struggling. I think the technical union is taking a lot, and we know that the farms are struggling. It's one of the reasons that we have, a scarcity of food, and I think Hearts has basically taken enough that it's going to be felt by them.
Hey, they still have their farms because of you guys. Totally makes sense to me. Completely legit. No problems caused whatsoever. Veroon, let's have you roll to live day to day.
Okay, that is a 12.
Cheese and crackers. Good night. Mad J, your die roller is far too nice. Great. You get to ask me what's free and what's easy. Mm-mm-mm. Okay.
And can we wrap the NPC, what was her name? The Twi'lek?
Yeah. The Twi'lek's name
Serena?
is Zarina. Yeah. You want to wrap
Yeah.
Zarina into your
Yeah, let's pull her in.
thing so free and easy? Awesome. I'm gonna say that Zarina helps you to create a lot of connections. She has connections as a fisher, formerly fisher, and she has helped to set up a network of people who are interested in things that you can recover. That should drive prices up for you and make things much more profitable. It will cause no problems whatsoever if someone doesn't get what they want of yours because they're outbid. And yeah, I think that's pretty free and easy for you. And I think also that some shelter is something you've recently secured. Where do you think,
Ah.
if you want to take up the map, maps or Sarnak larger, your call? We'd established you were somewhere near the temple already, right? Or am I
N
misremembering?
no, that might be someone else. I have
Oh,
written down,
yeah, the
I had
honeycomb.
pre pre-thought about this. I actually
Ooh,
live on the outskirts. I live, if you look at the lo Sarnak larger map near BS7. So it's in the very top right-hand corner. There's like a little wall there out in the woods.
Oh, wow. That is really out there. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you've got a cool mount, so you can fly all around. How
Yeah.
does D like riding with you on the back? Does D do that on the back of the Iwas? Or
No, I think D does not like um riding on the mount or anything like that. Um and I think probably hisses at Kalara, the mount itself. Because I think it just smells wrong to her. I think D disappears and shows up and is a little wild. Um so maybe she'll be gone for a day or so, or maybe she might not show up down at the docks where I normally do my searching until noon. So,
hmm, fun, fun. Okay. And then finally, Leonti Saru. Let us see if you also get a 12.
We will see. That's a 5. What's hard and what's impossible?
Oh man, what is hard? So I think what is hard right now is security
Hmm.
because we have a person who normally provides you a good bit of security, and Zarek. Zarek is caught up in his own troubles.
That is.
Yeah, and what's impossible? Look at the. Do you have any resources you want to be impossible?
Um,
I've got a list of resources that I scraped
yeah.
out of the PDF. I'm highlighted on it, so if you want to click over there, it's on the moves tab.
Um, hmm. Fun ones. Let's do drugs. Let's have drugs be impossible to get.
Oh man. Is that normally a problem for
Normally not a problem.
normally not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
People just need to relax sometimes.
Leonti, I'd like to open up with you. I really want to see what does it look like in your normal salon. What
Yeah.
does our salon? We got a brief description of it, but I want to
Mhm.
see the salon in a night when we have customers, clients, attendees.
Yeah. I think it happens like a couple times a week, maybe. There's like a small party and a big party. Um, and it's usually a few dozen people. Like I think people hang out during during the day, during the week, and just do their thing. I think the actual like capital S salon part is invitation only. And I handpick the dozen or two people to come, and they come to eat, drink, chat with each other, be seen. And part of the service I provide is like making sure the right people are in the right groups, talking to each other, or like introducing new people to the right people.
Interesting.
And it's like we describe the actual location as kind of like open and airy, kind of like modern coffee shop, white wall and green plants looking. Um, so that's kind of like the vibe there.
What happens? Is it a salon in that people just talk? They
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes there's like circles of people like having philosophical or political or artistic debates, and sometimes it's just like gossip.
interesting.
And I think maybe today people are on a little bit on edge because some of the refreshments are less. Um, they're just not up to snuff.
Among the people who are at your salon are I'd originally wanted Pelric Parasandral to be there, a techno union official, but because uh, that person wanted to meet with Larod, I
Mhm.
think we'll say that he is not present. But I think Vesa Ryder, who is a near human, a cyborg, a slicer for hire with a number of warrants, what did she do to earn a spot here or convince you to
Um,
be here at this salon?
there there aren't a lot of people like her around, so she is a novelty. Like there may be a few cyborg-ish types around. There may be some criminals, but like definitely none with both charming qualities together with such a sparkling personality.
Excellent. So Vesa Ryder is here.
Yeah.
And then have you agreed to allow Coinfang Krenvoxar of the Rhodians, Coinfang being a title among the Rhodian people, have you agreed to invite Coinfang Krenvoxar back after his recent insults that he threw at a few of your guests who he sensed maybe weren't your favorites, but it
Hmm.
did cause some tumult?
Yeah. I think he had to basically buy his way back in.
Ah, I think he has done that then, and he's there. What about his older and softer cousin, Gilded Claw Omric Voxer, in his hover chair? Because
Hmm.
he's grown lame over the years. Is he a person who would earn an invite?
I don't think he's invited, but he very much wants to be.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Sweet. Are there any other folks in our vast array of NPCs that you found intriguing and think that Leonti might invite to your salon?
um, maybe Vorin Vesk just to stir it up. The techno union clerk.
Oh man,
Yeah,
you
fellow
you
Twilight,
you
but
invited the
invited
Techno Union Trading
specifically.
Master.
Yeah. Partially because it amuses me, partially because I know Zarek would be furious.
Oh, it's a little bit of an FU to Zarek for not providing you enough security.
Yeah, leaving
That
me here all
sucks.
by my lonesome.
It's true. I love that. Awesome. That's fantastic. Such fun. Not a problem at all.
Yeah.
Do you, during these salons, do you hold court and people listen to your opinions? Do you allow people to develop little circles or clutches or groups and you float between them?
Yeah,
How?
I think more that one, and not only me floating between them, but being like, oh, like you have to come meet this person over here.
Ah, so you create connections from
Yeah,
time to time. Oh, that's cool. And I
yeah,
imagine
whether
that,
to their benefit or to spice it up.
oh, fun, fun, fun. I like that. Uh, Vesa Ryder, we'll say the first of no. Oh, music. Do you pipe in music? Do you try to invite people to play?
Oh yeah, I think it's invited musicians. Yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
I
Let's,
think
yeah.
the so I can use the salon for tinkering,
Ooh,
which is going into my workspace to create something, repair something, solve a problem. And I think this one is specifically to try to solve my security problem.
nice.
This is the first time I've
I
ever
want to
done this
see how
one.
that goes. Let's engage that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, the MC will tell you, sure, no problem, but and then one to four of the following from the list.
Okay, so you're trying to solve, use tinkering
Yeah.
To solve for your security problems.
Basically, like social engineering a solution so I'm not as dependent uh, on my patron.
Okay, I like that. I'm looking at our tinkering options, and oh, this is fun. This is a move that has existed in some form or another in Apocalypse Roll for a while, and I've always liked it. I think you can yeah, I don't think it's going to take a lot of time, but I'll give you a couple of options. It's going to mean exposing yourself to any resistance.
Mm,
The easiest process is to cozy up to the Techno Union
mm,
here, and they provide you some droids to give you security.
mm, mm.
But yeah, that's it. It means it's exposing yourself to the ire of those folks who may not look favorably on the Techno Union.
It's true.
Yeah. So
Um,
that's what you get from tinkering a bit socially. You also find that as things progress, Vesa, um, Coinfang Kryn Voxar has started to ask her more and more about her accessories and
mm,
treating her like a bit of a sideshow with her cybernetic enhancements, her hand replacement. He's made several jokes. The kind of where he makes a joke in a lot of the words are spoken into his goblet between drinks, and they're very snide. And Vesa has been even keel to a point, but you have a sense of people, and you're starting to sense that Vesa is getting more and more angry at Coinfang Krenvoxar
yeah.
as he continues to he's like crossed his legs, and he, if you can see his feet, he's got those weird little slippers that look like little bathroom slippers, and he idly just twists his foot a little bit so the slipper flops back and forth against his heel as he drinks from a goblet. He brought some of his own because
Mm,
he heard that you're a little short, and he's drinking and not openly mocking Vesa Ryder, but a half step short of it.
sure.
What do you
Um,
do?
I will. This is a non-violent situation for now, so I'll throw down some subtle scrutiny and see if I can figure out what the deal is.
Excellent.
I have some ideas. So that is plus cool.
Oh, cool. I love this move. This is so neat. Oh, there's you did
Oh,
two
let me
S two
two
S
S.
six.
Try that again. 2d6. Oh, and no space there. 14.
Wow. The box cars are back, baby.
There we go.
Just so because I don't use the die roller nearly as much as you guys because I keep playing PBTA games. Did you write 2d6 plus 2 space scrutiny for that to show up that
I
way?
did.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So you get some options here with a 10
Yeah.
plus, you get three options, three questions. Sorry.
Um, how have loyalties shifted since last time I was here?
Hmm. You've invited a techno union trade master, and by doing so, you see that there seems to be a little bit of a rift between the Rhodians
Mm-hmm.
and the techno union. And that's how loyalties seem to have shifted. Perhaps Coinfane Kryn Voxar is not actually insulting Vesa,
Mm-hmm.
but trying to piss off Ivar.
Yeah. Um, where are the weaknesses here?
The weakness is Ivar. He doesn't get to attend things like this. And so he's going to soak up a whole lot before he loses his cool and gets disinvited.
Hmm.
That's his weakness. And perhaps Kren Voxar sensed it, and that's why he keeps amping things up. But
Right.
you also see the weakness that Kren Voxar has seen.
And then who here is unexpected and might have answers for me?
You have music here.
Yes.
And so I'm going to say that Creely Kanar, Rhodian, who's an incredible blood opera singer, a bit of
Nice.
a drug problem.
Hmm. Great.
She might have answers for you.
Um, Fantastic.
As a clue, I've keep moving as those NPCs are introduced. I'm moving
Yeah,
them to our active cast, and then I'm dropping a light yellow background color because that's the background color for your character keeper thing, so that we can remember those are folks at Leonti's party, your salon.
so I think I'd like to do something, and you tell me if it's legit or not. Um, I would like to, after a um, unkind remark about uh, the cybernetics or whatnot, um, ask Coinfang how his cousin's assistive chair is holding up, if he's having any trouble with that. And I would like to trigger the move attack someone with that, because I'm very pointedly um, calling him out on the thing that he is making fun of someone else for.
Oh, that's great. That's really, really
Does that
clever.
sound legit?
Yeah. So we're establishing harm
Yes.
that is not physical harm.
Yeah.
I am interested in this possibly being a psi harm attack. I don't know if
Ooh,
that's the right use of psi, but I want to explore it and then we'll see how it feels.
sure. So that's rolling plus hard, which is +1 for me.
Okay.
And that gets me a 7.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, choose two.
Let's see. Um, uh, I think I would like to. Um, yeah. Uh, I think I'm inflicting terrible harm with this remark. Um, and I think I am trying to impress, frighten, or dismay them. And you tell me how that changes their morale and intentions.
Awesome. Awesome. So you just throw in this subtle, like others might think is a subtle, just
Like, I'm
question
so
of,
sorry your cousin could attend. Was his chair not working?
oh man, but it is a dagger to his
Yeah.
spleen, his Rhodian spleen. And he stiffens because he did extreme harm. And it's obvious that he and his cousin, especially his cousin, are not the physical specimens that most of the Rhodians tend to be. And he,
And certainly not Vesa.
mhm, mhm. uh,
Perhaps she
uh,
could help him with it if he has the time to, or inclination. I don't know how you two are getting along.
we are we are doing well, better than the food here. He stammers, trying to come up with some rejoinder, but it's weak
Oh,
sauce, and he's
well, if it's not to your liking, I would be delighted if you could provide something that you're more interested in. Maybe go and come back when you have something to offer.
lifts his little proboscis there. He doesn't have much of a chin. Are you asking me to leave?
No, of course not. I just want to make sure all my guests are provided for.
Well, if you're saying that you need me to provide something to this salon. Leonti, come out and say it. He's like, if this were a boxing match, he's against the ropes. He's trying to keep from falling and hoping that maybe just one wild swing might
Mm.
catch this. But it's
We don't
all,
need anything this time, but maybe next time you're invited, we could have a potluck.
uh, Vesa just is a single like
Yeah, like giving Vessa a side eye, like not your girl.
she does the thing and she says, if you want me to look at your cousin's chair, I'm more than happy. And Coinfang is perhaps I need to excuse myself for a moment.
Of course, I knew you two would be best of friends. I'll be over here if you need me. And sashay away.
Awesome. Let's cut scene from there. Um, let's pick up with Hatchet. Uh, I'd love it if the the Harridans are all eating some of this food that Hearts has provided. Baby, do you imagine? So, because this is an apartment complex, so there are kitchens. Um, I'm imagining. Do you remember that little from New Hope? The point when Aunt Beru is like putting things in that little hot pot thing. So it is all fresh vegetables and stuff from the farmland, and also Hearts brought uh, a calf, and um, her she expected we're going to kill and eat this calf. Who of your crew has said no? This calf means something. It's too cute. It can't be eaten. Oh, you're talking to me, Andish.
Yeah, that's a good question. Um, I don't think maybe too cute, but I think uh, Belle, at least officially, her position is that, oh, but we can fatten it up and we don't need to kill it right away. There's some grass and whatnot down by the that we can we can keep it around for a while. It's not that at least that's how she's presenting it. But she's the
Nice.
one taking care of it, so.
Cool. So, yeah, that's great. I imagine then that um, Queen K, we'll say Jetpack and Loop are working together to cook the meal right now. Everyone's in one of the apartments, and Queen K approaches you and says, "Hey, Belle and this calf, how long are we going to let this go on? We don't have enough grass here."
That's her thing. I mean, we're not short on food.
All right now. So we just let it go until we're short on food because you know it's coming.
Yeah, I mean it's better to keep it alive until then. It will keep fresh.
Okay, that makes sense. Listen, I think Hearts, I don't think those farmers had this to give up. We kind of had a good thing going when we helped them out. And I guess we don't have that advantage anymore, right?
Well, we have food for now. That's what we should focus on.
Okay. Okay. All right. Hey, just so you know, um, there's a fishing boat that's just sat there for a few days now. We could
Hmm.
take it. It's a bunch of
Yeah, that
Twi'lek.
sounds like an opportunity.
I'm not saying I want to be a carking fisher or anything, but be a good place to hide stuff.
I mean, fish is food, so we could.
I don't know how to fish. Do you know how to fish, Hatch?
I have no carking idea how to fish, but if we have the boat, we can hire someone.
I'll make it
Someone
happen.
did
I got it.
it.
I got
It's
it.
yeah,
Let me take care of it, Hatch.
yeah.
Okay, cool. And then Queen K, she'll head over, grab a little bit of the most recent stuff off of a plate that just came out. It's real hot. And then she's going to take off. She's going to go act on this right now. She is ambitious. Uh, what about you though? Do you finally have some food? Everybody seems to be in much better spirits. How do you handle this bit of good fortune and luck that you have?
Um, I think I mostly let the gang be. Like, if they're in good spirits, there's no reason for me to try to push anything. I don't need to beat anyone down if everyone's behaving. That kind of thing.
Cool.
I don't think I'm taking credit for it. Uh, Partly because that's I wasn't the one who did it, and partly because that means I don't get the blame if anything goes wrong. So
Nice. That's clever. Do you savor this moment, or is this just the
yeah, absolutely. I think I'm definitely there with them and eating and kind of talking and joking around, but not like taking center stage. I'm just uh, one of the group.
cool? Um,
Maybe I was thinking I need to look at the moves. Um,
while you're looking at the moves, there was a question in chat.
mhm.
I forgot to remind you, Mark, that everything that Leonti just rolled, mark those stats. Thank you, Stephen, for being cognizant of that. That's the thing we got to be on top of, right? Every time you're rolling a stat, barter doesn't get marked, but everything from the stat line, you mark those, and that way, that's how you can earn some XP or an improvement. So it goes marks to XP, and then 6 XP is an improvement. So, did you
Yeah.
find a move, Adesh, you were interested in
No,
playing?
I was looking at the read person and that sort of thing, but that's in a charged situation, which this isn't, so it's not relevant here. But just reminded myself of
You could make
what
it
the.
one.
It's easy to make it a charge situation, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Cool. Uh, other than um, Audric Halvin, who you granted a place to squat here, and your gang, do you imagine are other people who never left the building, even though there's a missile above, or are there any people who've recently found, oh, this is a place with a gang keeping folks safe and have started to move in?
Yeah, I think we've had. I don't think there was anyone still living there.
Okay, that
Uh,
feels
I
right. It makes sense to me.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but I think we said last time that it was abandoned. Um, I think there have been some people who want to move in, and since we did that thing like setting up the barricades and that sort of thing, I imagine we've secured it so there's basically one way in, ba not necessarily just one, but at least the main entrance is kind of um, someone keeping an eye on it, sort of thing, because we have our bikes down there. Um, I think we're picky about who we let in. Um, because of our background, I mean, we're outsiders here because we're humans. We're not native to the planet. None of us were born here. So but I think because of our situation, we have a soft spot for like women, widows, parents with children, that sort of thing. But we're kind of screening for like, does this seem like a person who will bring trouble? Then we don't let them in. If they seem like they could be useful now or in the future, then we're a bit more lenient.
Cool.
But like not just letting people we're making it clear that we own this place, and if you're living here you're doing so on our um forbearance.
Uh, what kind of tribute do you require? Any at all? Or is it a come here and then we'll start to squeeze you later? Or you,
I think that's something we're kind of trying to figure out. It's not like we haven't sat down and talked about it or set up formal rules or anything. I think it's more like um, if it's someone where we're a bit uncertain if we should let them in, we give them some tasks, some work to do. It's more like yeah, if you could fix up this or that thing, then we'll let you in. Or if you could, maybe you could stand guard here at the entrance, or yeah, things like that. So
cool.
people who do odd jobs.
And the crew, this is my last question before I roll forward. The crew number's 12. We've only identified half of that.
Hmm.
So you're cool if I'm not going to worry about names, but say that there's one who's out on guard.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that, uh, do you imagine you guys have, sorry, I have another question. You have comms, right? I imagine you have some way to
Yeah,
communicate back and forth. Cool.
yeah, absolutely. I think because we picked up some gear from whatever military base
Right.
we were living on, so we have some stuff, but not we're not like fully kitted out in military gear, but I believe we have armor and we have the blaster carbines and that sort of thing. Yeah, we have battle armor, so um, comms seems like something we would have picked up as well.
Okay. Thanks. Sweet. So you get the comm chirps up and the member of your gang who is off screen and as yet undefined, she says, "Hey Hatch, there's a carking droid down here who wants to talk to, well, they're not using loops. Well, they're using loops, you know, name.
Huh. I'll
You want me to
yeah,
shoot
keep
it?
him there. I'll come down.
Do
Yeah.
you think that that what, the communication was overheard by others? Cool. But Loop will say,
Probably, yeah.
"Should I come?"
Sorry.
Loop asks you, I'm coming, right? I don't know what this is about.
Maybe stay up here until we know what's going on. But try to find there should be a window where you can see if you recognize that droid. Uh,
Okay,
I think I'll take Knuckles with me.
sure. As you guys are heading down, um, let's say you haven't gotten the lifts to work, so you got to head down a series of stairs. Do you think you guys, if this were, let's say it's 12 floors, right? Do you
Yeah,
imagine?
I think we said we didn't have power, so there's
Yeah.
obviously, yeah. Yeah, I think this is we've set the kitchen up on like the third floor, maybe. It's not like so close to the ground floor that it's easy to get in and steal something, but it's not too arduous to get up and down either.
Cool. So you're heading down a couple floors. Knuckles says, "What do you think it's about?"
No idea. Let's check it out.
So you head down to barricades are set up. There's an RQ uh, protocol droid. I'm highlighting the picture of them. They look very humanoid. Their head kind of it reminds me a little bit of like a Greek helmet, the pair of golden eyes gleaming out. Arms are at their sides, and your guard has a blaster carbine, but not trained on it, and it's standing just outside of the barricades. It seems completely inoffensive. You see no weapons on it whatsoever. It looks clean.
You're asking about someone
Why, yes, ma'am, I am.
who sent you.
I have been sent by the Confederation of Independent Systems. We have information for, and they list out the street
Mhm.
name of, not the street name, but the
Yeah, yeah.
actual like registered name of Loop. We should probably name them at this point. Now that I've said this twice, how about Alara Goran? We cool with that?
Yep.
Okay. I have a message specifically coded for Alara Goran.
What makes you think she's here?
It is my job to seek out people to deliver messages. It is time sensitive. I am asked to provide this information to Lara Goran as soon as possible.
Well, tell me and I'll let her know.
I'm very sorry, ma'am, but I am only authorized to speak in the presence of Alara Goran. I have visual of her identification, and you do not match that identification.
Now, maybe can I try to read this droid?
You can try. That sounds amazing. It sounds a little
Yeah,
charged-ish. I think
yeah.
Knuckles at this point has just like slid out and is ready to
Hmm.
give a beat down to this droid at your say so. And the droid seems completely like not C3PO-esque at all, just like, hey, I'm delivering the mail.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So read a person is sharp. I have a +1. So let's see what happens. There's a 5. Roller
On a
doesn't
miss, the
always love
MC will
me.
on a miss, the MC will tell you what. They might have you ask one anyway, but be prepared for the worst. I'll have you ask one anyway, but be prepared for the worst.
Cool. So read a person. Um, I think. Are you telling the truth?
Ooh, are you telling the truth? Yes, this droid is telling the truth. You see a couple of insignias painted onto its chassis that identify it as not a Republic information system, but it's a courier for the CIS. And also, you know that that courier is aligned, like its markings are that it is an attachment or detachment of the military oriented part of the CIS.
Mhm.
It delivers bad news.
Ah. Uh, Knuckles, keep an eye on this tin can while I go get Loop. And I'll give her a look so that she knows she's not supposed to beat the droid up. Just make sure it stays where it is.
Got
So
it. Thank you very much.
yeah, I go fetch Loop and I make sure that when we're walking out, like I imagine there's like a courtyard that there's like partly walled from before and partly we've put up the barricades and that's where we keep our bikes. And this is like in front of the building and before this entrance sort of thing. Um, and I make sure that I'm walking like slightly ahead of Loop so that if this droid is going to try something, then I'm at least in the way.
Loops is what's going on?
I don't know, this droid wants to deliver some kind of message. It will only give it to you personally. Just I'm not sure. I don't trust droids,
Yeah, no, me neither. Okay.
but it could be important. It's military.
That seems to trouble her just a little bit. And she is quiet until you head down, walk through the area to reach out to the barricade, and once this unit recognizes, Alara Gorin, I am RQ-42. Thank you for allowing me to deliver this message to you. I regret to inform you that your mate, Jorik Gorin, has been identified as killed in action with a recent CIS activity. Because Jorik Gorin was contracted for mercenary work with the CIS, you are due a small stipend for your losses. You may come to the local Techno Union office to collect your stipend. Condolences. And then it turns and starts to walk away. And Loop, uh, she just leans against you a little bit.
I put my arm around her.
And that's when you see Knuckles go over and grab the RQ's shoulder.
I
And
am going to tell her not to do that. Uh, hey, Knuckles, get back here.
Knuckles does the thing and twists around and says, "Hey, listen here, Karkin. Where's Ivan? Ivan Helver. Where's he?" And RQ says, "I'm sorry, I don't have that information. He was part of the same unit. Where is he?" "I'm sorry, I don't have that information." And now Knuckles has got to do what you would do when someone doesn't tell you the thing you could do, and you are explosive and violent. Now you can command Knuckles to stand down if you'd like,
Uh,
or you cannot. It's totally up to you.
yeah, I think, like I said, I don't care much for droids, and this particular droid I don't even know, and Knuckles needs to let off some steam, so I think I'm going to let Knuckles knuckle. So,
Okay, sweet. Knuckles clocks RQ. There's a moment where she kind of shakes her hand, and RQ falls just directly straight backwards, and just lays there. "I am sorry for your loss. Please do not hurt me any further." And Knuckles will beat on RQ for a little bit. It's obviously a violent, like, "Tell me where he is, tell me where he is." And the droid has no other answer. And eventually, Knuckles gives up and leaves the droid just laying there prone. Meanwhile, Loop isn't crying, but is shook. It's like a confirmation of a thing you kind of knew to be true, and now it's incontrovertible.
mhm. Yeah, I think I'm just holding her, trying to keep an eye on Knuckles, but like holding her, just kind of stroking her back a bit. Uh, Not really saying anything because there's not really anything to say. It's like this is the news we all dread, but also no is possible.
We'll cut away from there. Veyroon, I would love to open our scene with you flying over Sarnak on your kick-ass flying mount. Do you imagine that you're heading towards the city or away from the city to the place that you currently call home?
So I think I'm coming from the woods back in that top right hand northeast area where I call home. I'm heading into the city. I have an idea about what I could have been doing.
Ooh, yes, yes, yes.
Okay, fantastic. So I think that let me find her name. Zarina has let me know that Leonti's salon needs drugs, right? There's a need for it. She's been making connections and stuff like that. So I've gone out and I've looked for drugs. Something. So let me ask Mark first. What kind of drugs does your salon have?
Um, I think just usual like whatever like spice or
Okay.
whatever the client, whatever clients, whatever our guests
It's
feel
not
like
going to
they
be
need.
something rowdy because your salon
Yeah,
is a little bit lighter, right?
yeah. It's not gonna be like psycho murder drugs or anything.
Okay. Okay.
Some mild
Um,
hallucinogens, some calming things, and stimulants.
so I think I'm going to go look for this stuff, and I think we're going to see Veyron show up at Leonti's salon with whatever I found. And whenever you want to find out what kind of drugs I found, I think I'm going to open my brain to see what I found out in the wilderness.
Okay, I was gonna have you drop Shingle, but you would have opened your brain to find
Yeah.
drugs. That sounds
Yeah, let's do it.
great. I am on board.
And this is sort of how Veyron communes with the nature and finds mushrooms or whatever it is.
Delightful.
So let's see. I'm gonna roll that. That is a 6.
Oh,
So I show up with drugs and they're of that quality level. Oh, what does open your brain with a 6 do anything specifically?
on a miss, the MC will tell you what.
Oh, okay.
Which I had an interesting brief conversation where I said, "Yeah, I'm curious to see what that means." And on the Discord, Vincent said that first edition, it's more harking back to the MC making a hard move from their list of moves. That during second edition, he was seeing people interpret um, the miss condition as not necessarily things go badly. Uh, and so he was trying to harken back to first edition. So, yeah. Uh, the MC will tell you what it means that this has gone badly. So I like the idea of you showing up at Leonti Saru's salon. That's fantastic. I think, however, what you discovered is that you opened your brain and then found a cache, C CACHE cache of drugs that were placed in a hidden area.
Hmm.
Um, and you went in and secured that. They are in little vials, all matched and clean. This is top shelf stuff that you have found. Um, and yeah, so it's in like a metal case, and the metal case has like Star Wars. That each of the vials are made to place in certain little soft holder things. Um, this is quite an impressive little array that you are bringing to your compatriot here.
So I think I show up. I call ahead to Zarina and I say, I found something unexpected. I and um, it's probably worth a lot. So can you send, one of your uh security guys, security people to make sure that whenever I land near the wharf where your old boat is, that we're protected coming in. Um, is so in the NPCs, there's Sergeant Saida,
Mm-hmm.
and you can click on me to go there. Are they a part of Zarena's group?
Click on you to go to Sergeant
Oh,
Saida. I don't think
it,
you're on Sergeant
sorry,
Saida.
I don't have a name. EC 43.
Sorry, sorry, sorry. I will catch up to you in a sec. I'm
No, you're good.
Sergeant EC 43. There we are, Sergeant Saida. And your question about Sergeant Saida?
Are they a part of Zarena's group?
They are now.
Okay, good. That was the NPC I picked out, and I'm like, it was just a Twi'lek, and I know that Zarena had some Twi'leks with them, so yeah. So I think it's Sergeant Saida who meets me at the boat whenever I land.
Yeah. Sergeant Saida meets you at the boat, like their boat, Zarena's
Yeah,
boat.
yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
cool, cool. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't want to, like, I want you to meet another PC. So, I think Sergeant Saida, as you come up with, like, do you present the stuff to her to present to Leonti, or were you?
No, no. I
Okay.
think I come up and I say, you're with Zarena?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just carrying this little case here, and it's different from what I expected. I expected. Anyway, I need to, we need to go to the Leonti salon. And I
Okay.
just want to make sure that there's not going to be
You need me
anything
to watch your
dangerous.
back?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is what I'm protecting.
Sure. And I'm protecting you. Sounds good. Let's do
Yep.
this. And she walks with a bit of a military swagger. She has a blaster pistol. It's in good condition. None of the other members of Veyron's, sorry, not Veyron. Good Lord, your Veyron, Zarana's crew carries weapons openly, and she's the right person to talk to. As you're going over to the salon, do you go to this salon? Like I've heard, it's pretty special. Leonti, they've done well for themselves.
I don't normally go into the salon, but I am, you know, I, you know, Zarena has a stall that sells some of my stuff at uh at Zayric's, place. So it's kind of adjacent, nearby.
Okay. Hey, yo, I saw some of those bikers scouting out our boat, man.
Um,
I mean, I know
uh,
Za wants to be working with you and run this stall and everything, but that's a boat. It's our whole ass boat.
so yeah, um, you should probably talk to Za about it and figure out what you're going to do with the boat. Um,
Maybe I could sell it to those bikers? No, they want
yeah,
the boat. I hate that boat, but it's still our boat.
yeah.
And we'll just zip forward to Leonti. Do you have staff, or is the salon just like all
I think there's
you?
staff. There's a few folks like serving and taking people's
Nice.
coats and whatnot.
And you said this is exclusive, right? So there's probably a bouncer at the door or a checker at the door to make sure that.
You know what? I don't think there is. I think
Oh,
there's security like in case stuff gets rough. But if someone decides they need to be here and just walks in, that's my job.
Oh,
oh, fascinating.
so I think I walk up and don't actually come into the salon, but I get the attention of one of the servers,
Mhm.
Yeah.
um, and say I need to talk to Leonti.
Do you know Leonti?
We have business.
Stay here for a moment, please.
Mhm.
And Leonti, one of the folks who work at the salon, will approach you while Creeley Kanar is crooning, and that seems to have de-escalated a few things. I don't know if that's
Mhm.
what you wanted, but Coinfang Krenvoxer comes out of the restroom. He's very happy to hear Creeley crooning.
Nice.
And when you head out to check Veyroon, you see Veyroon's there with a member of the Resistance who you know
Wonderful.
as Sergeant Poseida.
Well, I am curious about Veyron, so they are welcome to come in and chat.
Um, and Varun kind of steps off to the side and says, "We have some business to discuss. I
Okay.
have found we do. I have found something that you might um that I've heard that you need.
Anything in particular?
Something that we probably don't want to discuss in public."
Well, come into the back room then.
Right.
We don't need.
And whenever we get there, I'll pull out does the guard come into the back room?
No.
Okay, she stays.
Wait, Sergeant? She was planning on coming to you. She's supposed to keep you safe,
Oh,
so.
your
Right.
guard. Yeah, your guard is
My
welcome to
guard.
come if you want to. Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay,
don't have.
okay. Yeah, that was my question. And her name is Saida?
Cider.
Saida.
Cider?
Okay.
Like cider. Just,
Mhm.
Okay. Saida. And once we get into the back room, I'm gonna open the case and I'm gonna say, I heard you needed some recreational materials. And while I was looking for things, um, native things that might make a good tea or something like that,
Natural things. Yes.
I came across this. And I think this might be something you are looking for.
how
And
much
I
does,
pull out a couple
yeah,
of the vials.
Mhm.
how much does Leonti know about high end, very expensive intoxicants?
Probably enough.
Uh, this is very obviously part of someone's, some criminal organization's drug manufacturer.
Mhm.
It's probably coated with some marks.
Yeah,
It probably isn't traced yet.
probably. I think I would like to read this situation.
Okay.
I think this is when, as soon as I recognize that, it becomes charged.
Yeah.
What's my sharp? Got a one. Okay, cool.
Don't forget, you if you want, Stephen, you can have Varun help
Hmm.
because you're
Um,
aware that this could be a problem. That's why you're approaching it with such secrecy.
uh, I, so I'm approaching it with secrecy mainly from a barter point of view. I want to get as much as I
Oh.
can, right?
Oh, okay,
So I
cool.
don't think it's necessarily dangerous. I just think it's something that they need and they're going to pay for.
Yeah. All right, let's
And
see.
I was trying to decide, should I interrupt this
Hmm.
and, try and push my luck to make it, to make, get me more money? And I'm like, no, I don't think that's really, you just reading the situation isn't something I can really
I don't think it's
interrupt
interruptible.
to get
Yeah.
there. So, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Rolling. An 11. So who or what poses the biggest threat to me? How can I tell?
Oh, you recognize there's a subtle insignia in the box itself, and it isn't directly tied to anyone because that would be foolish.
Hmm.
But you just happen to have had a salon where you saw that same insignia. Credlord Jorlenvor, a member of the banking clan, a representative of the banking clan, they had the same insignias there. So you believe that this is attached to some hidden shell company under control of the banking clan. The banking clan and the techno union are technically allied in the Confederacy of Independent Systems, but this is a techno union planet.
Um, Who's in control here? And how can I tell?
That's interesting. Right now, you're in control of, well, you and Veyron, right? Because you're in the process of dealing with this box of drugs. You're currently in control of the box. It is identifiable to your eyes, so probably identifiable to the eyes of others, even though there might be um, some ability for people to deny or to call it a false flag.
Mhm.
Uh, but this would very much be a black eye to the banking clan if the Techno Union were to discover this here in the midst of their one of their home planets. Does that feel like a fair answer?
Yeah, yeah. And if I take on this challenge of accepting this trade, what can I hope to accomplish?
If you could find a buyer to pay what this is worth, you could be extremely wealthy. Maybe not enough to buy a plot of land on another planet, but close. You could get a starship for this.
Hmm. Um, I am just going to communicate that openly to Veyron.
Well, I think the way this goes down is Varen asks you for, you know, barter, and this
Okay.
is, I don't know, a medium amount, like maybe enough for a few days or a week or
Yeah.
something like that.
It's like
And
what you
that's how
have
you,
here is gold. Like it is dangerous. It is expensive. You could do very, very, very well for yourself if you were introduced to the right person.
is this the kind of dealing you do?
Dealing in this kind of thing,
Yes. Yeah.
not personally, but I know people who do.
And I think flick a glance back and forth between Saida. Oh, I want to, I think now's a good time for me to read a person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, so let me do that. That is sharp.
It is.
Got a good sharp. Oh, but I got a five.
Oh man, oh man.
What's that do?
On a miss, the MC will tell you what. They might have you ask one anyway, but be prepared for the worst.
Okay.
Saida says, Za can take care of that. She can find you a good buyer. You should do that. We should really do that, Veyron. And you realize Leonta just said this is worth a ton of credits. And you realize Saida's not going to let you give this over to Leonti. She is going to do everything she can to get you to let Zod take care of this. She wants those credits.
Mhm.
She'll kill for those credits.
And Leonti will let you know if I were less scrupulous, I would have taken these off your hands for a pittance and turned them over for quite a bit of money. But that's not really my interest.
And that's pretty obvious because if what you're describing is true, then um, everyone here would have killed everyone else here to get a hold of this.
Indeed.
Um,
Zod's dealt fair with you. She can help you get what you need out of this.
so, Saida, do you think your Zaz plan is up to the protection of this?
I guarantee it.
And I turn to Leonte and I say, I think we're going to do a cut. I found it. I get a cut. The people, you get a cut. Zaz people can protect us. They get a cut.
That sounds fair.
Okay.
Would you like to stash it here? I don't think anyone would be looking for something like this at the salon.
That's a terrible idea. Don't do it, Veyron. No offense, Leonti.
None taken.
Where do
Entirely
you
up to you.
suggest, Saida?
Let me take care of it. I promise you that I'll keep it safe.
I think I would like to read them.
Sure.
I think I'm going to respond while you do that.
Yeah.
If we're a partnership, I'm not sure that, you know, we all three are going to be doing the same. We should all three be involved in it because I don't like people.
Okay.
I got a 6 on reading them.
Okay. Go ahead and ask a question. Be prepared for the worst.
Ooh. Um, are they telling the truth?
Uh, yes. Sergeant Saida will keep this safe until she can sell it to the highest bidder for as much credits as possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think Zayreen said something to the effect of, "We're partners. We should all be a part of this, right? Not just
Also,
go off and take it
Leonti,
off."
if Veyron if Veyron tries to keep her from leaving with that box, she will shoot people to leave with this box.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be clear. So, Veyron, you're saying, yeah, we're partners in this, and Saida says, yeah, I
Yeah, and
understand
I
that.
I say go grab Zaw to bring her in on this so she knows what's going on too.
I'll get a message to her. This is too important.
Veyron is not going anywhere. There's no back doors here.
I mean, we have to trust each other at some point because we're splitting it three ways.
It sounds like you're trying to reason with her.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a move?
Yeah, roll plus cool.
Okay,
Oh, Beaker has come to say hello. Hello.
cool. It's nice. Oh,
Amazing.
all of these moves that I've been doing at least are all the MC will tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm,
it is. It's very, very heavily in the MC will tell you what.
interesting.
So yeah, here's the deal. So you offer this. She says, yeah, we're all going to split it. She says, I'm not leaving that box. So if you want me to find Za, I'll take the box and I'll go find Za and we can continue this conversation. This is important, and I know I can keep it safe.
Do you not trust Zayron?
Sorry, did you mean Sorry, we got a Za
Veyron,
and
yeah.
we got a Vey. I just want to make sure
Veyron,
you.
yeah.
Varen, we just started working together. I don't yet trust you. I want to trust you.
And it seems like you don't trust me either.
You're a collaborator, Leonti. With
Collaborator.
she just gestures back towards the salon. There's a Techno Union tradesmaster in there. There's a coin fang in there. You deal with the ones who enslave us.
Okay, so before this goes too far, let's not start fighting amongst ourselves. We'll all go see Zaw and make sure that Zaw knows what's going on. Oh, you know what? I think so specifically Leonte just talked about no one would find it here. in
Hmm.
the salon, but nobody would look for it on your fishing boat. So how about we go fishing?
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Veyron, would you allow me to keep one of the vials so I can impress upon whoever needs to know the seriousness of our product?
Um, how about if instead we leave something that is identifiable rather than the drugs themselves, something that shows that you have it. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if there's a mark on it. I don't know if that's a um I don't know what made this identifiable to you, Leonti.
I know things, and the people that I know also know things, and I assure you they would not be swayed by an empty case or an
Oh,
empty
I see.
vial for that matter.
Okay. That seems reasonable. We each take a vial now, and um that way you can show what you need uh to your contacts, and I'll take a vial, and Saida, you'll take a vial for Za.
Where does the rest go? To the boat?
Yeah,
What?
I think the rest of it will go stashed on the boat. This way, we don't evidently none of us trust each other, so we'll each take one and we'll
I
go.
trust both of you implicitly.
Oh, okay. I'm glad to hear that.
Saida gives his face like, you saying that makes me trust you less.
And
But she
Vigrin just
doesn't say it out loud.
yeah, Vigrin just nods and says, "Yeah." And I think that basically we'll each choose a vial and then go to tell Za. It, oh, Leonte, if you trust us, then we'll go tell Za, and we're going to stash it on their old boat.
Of course.
Yeah.
Cider, a word? I
And she's gonna like reach to take the
Yeah,
box. If
take a
she's
box.
going off to talk to Leonti,
Yeah.
she wants to have this box under her arm. Varun, are you okay with that?
Oh, they're going separate?
It
Yeah, I
sounds
think
well,
so.
Leonti
I've
said
got
a
my
word,
vial.
so
I've
Yeah.
got my
I just
vial.
like
There's no
put
way we'll
my
get out of
hand on their
this.
shoulder and say, just a word.
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you can tell it because there's like she's strong. Like
Hmm.
she has tried to hone her body into a weapon.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I can feel that.
Yep. You can
Yeah.
definitely feel that.
And I like look across the room and point to Ivar. Like that's the one or one of the ones you're worried about me collaborating with.
Yes.
Do you know how he would feel if he discovered that this was here? What that would do to his reputation or standing or his safety, perhaps?
The way you say it, it sounds like it would be bad for him.
Hmm. So, if there was something we wanted from the trade union, I think leverage is more, and I like slide my hand down their arm. Like leverage is more important than force. Uh, Leverage, in fact, is a force multiplier. A little bit of force with a lot of leverage goes a long way.
Hmm. I can see why Ray says you're dangerous.
And I'll like lean in and wink a little bit. Like I definitely am, but only in the best way.
Okay.
We are not on opposite sides of anything. I just want you to know that. But if something goes south, I have a lot of leverage in a lot of places.
You can see the gears are turning. She's not used to play. She plays checkers.
Yeah.
She plays it damn well. This is chess, and she's just like, okay. So you just did a rook thing where it moved like an L, and I'm trying to figure that out. But she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to seem stupid either. She's got a little bit of pride going on. She says, "Okay, I'm not looking to do you dirty. I'm definitely not Veyron.
I doubt that you could do me dirty, but I do care about Faerun.
Why?
You don't really have anything that I want.
Why do you care about Veyron?
Don't you find them fascinating?
No,
Hmm.
they're just another Runian.
Maybe you should spend some more time with them then. Or you can spend some more time here with me and maybe I can show you.
That felt like a little bit of a flirt. Is that
Yeah, absolutely.
uh
I don't know if I'm making a move
I don't
necessarily.
know if there is. I wasn't sure
Yeah,
if there was a
just
luminous
an
move
offer, I
there,
think.
but
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
yeah. Although I think it does kick off incandescent, but I'm not using it for to any means. Just like they're just going to listen to me flirt with them for a little while.
Okay. Yeah. She she has a sneaky little smile. It's been a long time since she hasn't been like has been in a conversation that was honest and maybe a little flirtatious, and she seems a little out of sorts. Um, but perhaps I've misjudged you, Leonti. Perhaps you're just playing a different kind of game than I thought.
Perhaps you should refrain from judging people at all until you know them better.
I offer my apologies for calling you a collaborator.
None required. People say things. You are welcome back here at any time. I'll let my people know.
If the coin fang is here, that might not be the best choice. He and I have no good will towards each other.
Don't you think that could be exciting?
I want to kill him.
Not here, but
Of
you're
course
welcome to
not.
tell him that. Then I'll
Yeah, that's great. She
put
just
off.
watches you go for a little bit. Like that was not the aim. Uh, Sweet. I'd like to take a quick bio break. So let's take it's not really mid game, but close enough. Okay, we're back from our bio break. Let's jump over to Hatchet. Uh, What do you think is more interesting for us to jump into the scene? Is a discussion amongst your gang about going to pick up the stipend that Loop is due, or do you want to pick up with the boat because Queen K wants to present you the boat, and then if we do the boat, then Veyron can come rolling along, and that could be hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely the boat.
awesome. So, are we cool if the discussion with the crew about what to do about Loop's stipend is happening, and then you leave it, or did you want to participate in that?
No,
Cool.
they
Hatchet, by
can
the way,
fit that in.
Hatchet's most interesting chopper slash harrier I've seen in a long time. I really like the way she interacts with her gang. It's pretty cool. Awesome. So we pick up with you the sound of the ocean, maybe a couple of seagulls calling, and then the sound of the waves slapping against the pylons of the dock. And there is the not great boat that hasn't been taken care of a great deal, and Queen K has ushered you over. Maybe it's the two of you and a couple of other gang members that are the Queen K's, and Queen says, yeah, she's not much to look at, but yeah, maybe we can figure out how to fish. And I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe some of the people we've taken in know how to fish. Could have them fishing.
I like that. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. So come check this out. And then she'll hop over onto the boat and start trying to show you some of the stuff that she's discovered here. Veyroon, uh, I know you know Hatchet on site, but the Harridans don't really have like colors. They're known for their bikes, right? You
We've got the
recognize.
armor, like we have military style armor, so I think that's pretty recognizable, probably.
True. Yeah, so you recognize a couple of Harridans near the front facing of the dock. Not
And I think
standing guard, but kind of standing guard.
and I think Saida had kind of clued me into that, right?
Yep.
That there were some
Yep.
inheritance. And I think the plan whenever we left that whole deal was to go talk to Za, who was probably near the marketplace in Zayric's stuff, and then, you know, go with the crew back to stash the drugs on the boat and then fish, right? So I think I'll fish, and some of Zay's people will probably fish. So, or Za's people will probably fish until we get news from Leonti that, hey, we have a deal figured out. So whenever we show up, I think it's not just me, it's anyone on Zaw's troop, Zaw's group. Um, I assume Saida is not going to let the drugs out of her sight, right?
Mm-mm. No, she's carrying it. I think what she's done at this was she's not walking around with this box because it's
Yeah.
super obvious. So she's grabbed a pack and she has it in like a sling, almost like a baby sling, kind of baby Bjorn kind of deal sling.
So I
And
think,
yeah,
no, sorry, go ahead.
no, no, no. You think what?
I was going to say, so we roll up and it's some Twi'leks and me, and like, Hatchet, is your group on the boat? Or are they just kind of hanging around?
I think if Queen K was showing me stuff, I think me and her are on the boat, and the other couple of gang members are like on the dock.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was imagining. It's like a couple are on the dock playing lookout, having guns, and making sure, Dad, don't come cark with us, kind of deal.
Mhm.
So I think we
So,
roll up and we're like, hey, that's Val's boat.
so I don't see anybody on it. This will be one of the other members of the Harridans.
Uh,
Sida says, you need to get those people off our boat.
I do?
And no, she says that to
Oh,
the person who says, yeah,
oh.
so what? And that Harridan says, why don't you run tell some Karkin droids about it?
I think this is when I poke my head out. Hey, what's going on?
I'm going to read a sitch. Because I recognize you.
It seems charged. I would agree to that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And that is sharp. That is a 12. Yay.
Ooh,
So I get three questions.
Wow, man, so many 12s in this game.
12s and 5s.
Yeah. Have we gotten any middle results?
Yeah, I think like one or two.
Okay. Okay. What's the best way to solve this so Zog gets her boat back and we don't piss off Hatchet's gang?
I think I should answer that, right?
Yeah,
And how can
I
I
think
tell?
that's a good
What makes
answer.
me think that's true? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think, I mean, it's pretty obvious that we are either like ransacking the boat looking for something specific or just trying to take it. Um, but I think, hmm. Well, going a bit meta with the or the discussion before, um, what we would land in is that if we get part of whatever they catch, then that's a good deal for us, and we can like make sure no one else messes with the boat. That would be like a way to resolve it.
I see. This is kind of
Would be
a
a protection kind
protection.
of deal. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Because we
from
clearly noticed that the boat seemed abandoned. No one had
Yeah.
been there for a while, so.
So how can I tell that?
Um, I think maybe you hear like the other two Harridans talking to each other, like, um, oh, why should we let them on board? We were gonna get fish from this, like get someone to work for us, that
Yeah.
sort of thing. Like they.
We don't want to be fisher people, but yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
I think I turned to. Oh, so I've got more questions.
hmm,
Um, who represents the best opportunity for me to? Oh, let me think. Uh, for me to basically negotiate this with.
That's definitely me. I'm
Yeah.
clearly in charge of the others.
I'm going to leave the other question on the table just in case I need it later, but I can't think of anything else. So I think I turn to Saida and I'm like, um, I think we should pay them in fish to protect the boat and not tell them about anything else that's on the boat. Are you good with that? I mean, I think they're known for protecting people, and I think that that might help y'all out. And I say that to Za as well.
Mhm.
Za nods immediately. Like Za wanted out of the fishing business right away.
Oh,
Uh,
but I think we'll have to fish for them. Like we'll have to fish for them so they protect the boat and
Saida
then give
says,
them
"Yeah, we'll
fish.
do it." Saida says, "Yeah, we'll do it." Za, I got this. You could run your cark and stall. I don't care.
Yeah.
I want to fish anyway. It's our boat. We're not just giving it up, and they're going to fight for it. Za says, "You want to fight over this boat? We're going to fish, and you can run your stall. Whatever. Yeah, we got this."
Okay. So I think I'm going to talk to you then,
Mhm.
Hatchet, and say, I think I'm going to roll on up, and I'm going to say, okay, here's the deal. Um, these guys need some protection, and
Clearly.
um, we want to make sure that this boat doesn't just go away. Um, so that's important. And you, we can cut you in on some of the fish, but I don't, I don't think they're really good fishermen. I don't think they're really good at what they're doing, but they can bring some in. So, um,
Yeah.
what are you
Um,
looking for?
I think I want to read a person
Yeah.
here. So I've got a +1 for that. 2d6 +1. I get an 8.
Hmm.
So that's 2 questions.
Sure is. Two in total.
Ooh. I think, how are you vulnerable to me?
Um, I'm not a fighter, and Zaw's crew, one of them might be formidable, but the rest of us, you could just take. You could just take this if you wanted.
Mhm.
Um, I'm also eager for this deal. I think both of those are vulnerable where you could get more out of me. For some reason, I'm like, oh yeah, you guys should definitely be protecting this boat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd say the other question in case.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I think yeah I mean we're a big crew, and if we're going to station someone here, like we have some people who could do the fishing for us, but if they are actual fishermen, then That would be great for us. We have a big crew. We need food.
Um, well, these guys were fishermen before and they're trying to move on up in the world. So, we'll see,
They
Um,
could train someone.
yeah, Saida, you're good with the boat.
Yeah.
You're good with fishing.
Yes.
So why don't we leave you in charge here? I'll help with the fishing, and I think I can probably help figure out where to go, in the bay to get good fish that we can haul in, and a couple of other people, and then Hatchet, you'll make sure that nobody else messes with the boat, and we'll
Yeah.
cut you in what we can. And I don't know how much of the catch that is, but that's you
Yeah.
know, a portion
Yeah.
of the catch.
Mhm.
It's probably, if you have a lot of people to feed, it's probably less than you want because like I said, I don't think Zah's a good fisherman. I
Mhm.
mean, I don't say that out loud, but
Yeah.
whenever I say this is the portion you'll get, I'm like, I don't think they're good at this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like I don't know anything about fishing, and I don't think the other Harridans do either.
Uh-huh.
But we just want compensation for like having to keep an eye on the boat. Like that's going to be if we have to station. I don't think we would go so far as to station someone there, but like going by and checking on it and making sure no one else is messing with it. That's kind of our but that's still someone who's not working full time over at our place. So
Well, but I think it is important that you leave people here to watch the boat all the time because we just walked away and you guys came in. So if you don't leave someone here all the time, someone could just walk in and take the boat from both of us.
yeah, but if we go, yeah, well, we'll figure something out. If you can
Okay.
train up some of our people, and that by that I mean not the Harridans, but some of the people living with us, then they can probably stay there. So we'll make sure we always have eyes on the boat.
Saida,
That sounds perfect.
Saida steps in because of most of my NPCs, they normally don't, but Saida's the kind of person who inserts herself into conversations. Hey, listen, when we were fishing a couple of weeks ago, there was a boat that was snagging all of the fish. Why don't we two birds, one stone? You guys have the guns and the muscle. We shut them down. Maybe pull a few of their folks who want to help out, teach us some of the fishing, and we have less competition. And Zah's like, oh my God, this is becoming a war. She's getting very nervous. The other Twillick, my vibe for these, I think there's like five of them. Imagine college dropouts if the college was fishing. That's
Yeah,
who these guys are.
yeah.
So they're not sure how to feel about this, but Saida seems like, hey, this is our boat, this is our thing, and this is how we can learn to fish and also muscle out some competition. And I can keep these carking drugs on this boat. So Saida's got a plan, and she thinks Veyroon is on board now and is trying to get Hatchet into the idea of making this easier and them actually be good at fishing. Here's the deal. You help us muscle those folks out, grab a few of them for our boat so we can get things on lock. We can feed your crew and start to turn a profit.
I kind of lean back, like I'm still standing on the deck of the boat and kind of leaning back, and or I could just go cut a deal with the other crew who are actually good fishermen.
You could, but I don't think that's the best idea. They're a bunch of Runians.
So
Well, they've got a lot more power here than you do, so they'll just do what
mm,
they want with you until they don't have to anymore.
I think what I think what Side is trying to say is you won't get as good of a deal with them as you will with us.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, what Varen said.
Uh, yeah, yeah, fair enough. Us outsiders have to stick together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a deal. We'll go talk to the others, see what we can do about them, and you'll get some people to train.
She uh Saida looks over at Zah. Zah's doing her Leku sign language. Is like, what are you doing? This is a very bad idea. This is terrible. Why we could run the stall. We're good at the stall. Yeah, so I think that's a good end of scene. So we can cut over to Leonti because we had some salon business that Leonti wanted to try to do. So I'm sure I'm curious how that'll go.
Uh, Um, so I think I wanted to talk to Ivar, the trade techno union guy,
Hmm.
to address the security issue here. Um, what?
Sweet.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go from there.
Ivar's a little boorish, but he's smart enough to recognize that he's boorish. So he tries to be near people in a clutch of smart folks and be seen with the smart folks. That's what he's
Mhm.
done for most of the night. And when you come over, they're talking about um, the Jedi Order and making jokes at the expense of certain members of the Jedi Order and telling some like outlandish tales about things that the Jedi have done.
Mhm.
Um, and he laughs along with them, and then when you come close, he says, "Leonti, Saru, thank you again for the invitation. This is very enjoyable,
Of
very
course,
interesting.
this was a unique opportunity to meet someone so interesting. I'm glad you could make it.
This is not the kind of company I'm used to. I hope I have not caused any offense."
Oh, not to me, of course. I don't suppose you have run into Zarek, however. They may take offense at your very existence.
Hmm. Yeah, you're speaking of the Runian who seems to run this block, and
The proprietor,
uh,
yes.
well, we'll see how long he's in charge.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
He looks at people like the circle. People can move in and out, right? But
Yeah,
people are starting to pay attention to this. Some of the jokes, and he goes, perhaps we could walk for a moment. He seems a little like he'll tell you, but doesn't want to like blab out this in front of everyone else, kind of thing.
I'm sure we're all capable of walking, but I'm interested less in plans and machinations and more what your opinion is on the matter. I'm sure everyone would like to know.
Ooh. That is a thing. Let us see you reason with him to talk openly about some of the
I think
techno
that's actually
union's plans.
demanding something, maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah, definitely not reasoning.
Ooh.
Is that better or worse for me? Who knows?
Roll with a grow.
Yeah, it's less, but I think that's proper. Yeah.
Oh my, is it less? Oh, sorry. I was looking at Veyroon. Veyroon's like
Yeah.
anti-aggro. Stop, or I'll say stop again.
That's a 10.
What? These dice. They're cooking.
What happens then? On a 10, they have to choose give in to my demand or push back hard.
He's not going to push back hard. And he says, well, it won't be very popular with some people. I know that there are some of you who are more less interested in the grimy details of commerce, but
Popularity is overrated.
says the most popular one in the room.
Hmm.
The Techno Union has decided to begin organizing the farms,
Oh,
and they've imported a number of agricultural automated units, and they can maximize the efficiency of the yields of the harvests, and number of the farmers are going to be rotated out of that particular employment.
Very interesting. I've heard rumors of that, but it's good to see someone bringing a little bit of efficiency to the area.
And he seems pleased that you're like, oh, you're not immediately yelling at me.
I
Everyone
feel like,
else in this circle is like,
yeah,
oh
take a
shit.
gauge of who is reacting the worst.
um, most of the like, people who are just here to talk about ideas and maybe get a little high are all
Mm,
aghast.
yeah.
Um, you recognize that Coinfang Krenvoxar is not in the least bit surprised. He's not happy about it,
Hmm.
but he knows this is coming. So this announcement isn't a surprise to him at all. Um, he probably sees an opportunity there, but we'll see. And Ivar says the plan is that once there's enough food yielded, that Sarnak will be in better shape. So overall, that the people won't have to squabble at the markets, and that they won't have, with all due respect, predatory people like Zarek Meruth
Mm.
acting as a go-between to squeeze both the farmers and the people who are desperate. And food is, not to sound like a politician, but food is scarce here, and I think this will do well for all of the people of Sarnak. It will be a painful transition. We understand that there may be some losers among the winners, but we have to think of the population as a whole rather than the individual sad stories of some farmer who lost their. Well, just because 500 years ago their forefathers had the farm does not mean it has to be that way forever. We have to think of the now, what best benefits the most people.
Do you expect a lot of pushback from people like Zarek?
We do.
I suppose those farms also need security in case some malcontents decide to take matters into their own hands.
Fortunately, that has been one of our discussions. There will likely be some farmers who attempt to push back against it, and it's a short-sighted reaction. We understand emotions run high, especially
Perhaps
in.
you could generate some goodwill by lending one or two of them to the salon, just to show them that they're not here to oppress anyone, but to just make sure everyone is having a good time. And best of all, droids don't eat and kind of like look around and try and get people to laugh a little bit.
They do laugh, but they're very like
Yes, not happy, but
not happy. Like this you have just introduced I don't know, they're all having some dessert and you just like threw down some kind of hot taquerita thing in the middle of the
yeah.
dish and they're like, "What? We're supposed to eat this now, but I'm all in this palette. What is going on?"
If you want to come back, you do. Yes.
I
Um, and leave Zarek to me. I'm sure we can come to some sort of understanding about the whole thing.
if you could pacify him somehow, that would probably alleviate some. Here's the problem, Leonti, and everyone here. I mean no offense, but the problem is that some people will resort to violence, and that is the worst possible choice. There is an entire militarized factory churning out battle droids. The rate is shocking. I'm sorry to tell you this, but the people of Sarnak exist at the whim of the Techno Union, and if things become less than profitable, it will be very painful for those of us who are still here.
Mhm.
So anything you can do to convince Zarek to partner with the Techno Union, perhaps facilitate the change. Yes, I will have two very respectful droids come here to help demonstrate that they can keep the peace and not interrupt what is a very excellent exchange of ideas that we have here. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn,
Of
Leonti.
course not. We may not all agree with each other, but we can definitely respectfully share ideas.
The
And I think as long as
government.
these droids are um, willing to listen to my requests, I think Zara can be persuaded quite easily.
There's a moment when Navar has a like. Is he saying that you're going to take out Zarek? He seems okay with that, so he says, "It will be done."
Well, we have some new party favors, and I will like clasp his hand, like in thanks, but pass him the vial.
Oh shit, that's great. That's great. Yeah,
Give
you
him a
pass him the vial.
knowing look. Say, I'm sure there's plenty more that we can do for each other in the future. And
Sweet.
flit off.
Yeah, and I think our last moment is him looking at this vial and his an eyebrow raising as he starts to realize what is up. Fantastic. So let's jump straight to end of session. That's great, by the way. Great. Love that. That's amazing and awesome. The end of every session, choose a character who knows you better than they used to. Tell that player to add +1 to their HX with you on their portion of their sheet. If more than one character knows you better, choose at most two. If no one knows you better, choose a character who doesn't know you as well as they thought, and or choose anybody you want. Tell them to take a -1 with their HX. Leonti, who knows you better?
Veyron for sure.
Excellent. Varun, who knows you better?
Leonti.
Yes.
Hatchet, who knows you better?
Veyron.
Cool. All right. So we'll switch over to Stars and Wishes. We Andis, you got to interact with a
There's two more
PC.
questions.
Oh, there are. You're right. Oh, thank you so much. I screwed this up last time. I'm going to do it right this time. At the end of every session, judge for yourself. So we'll stay with you, Andesh. Hatchet, are you satisfied with the world and your place in it?
Not no.
Okay. If not, you get 1 XP. Varun, are you satisfied with your world and and your place in it?
I am not. I just wanted to find some mushrooms, and now I'm messed up in all of this weird machination stuff. No.
Leontia, are you satisfied with the world and your place in it?
Leonti is having the time of their life. Yes.
Okay. If you are cool, you can take it easy until something changes. Leonti, judge for yourself. Does your scavenge choice still hold true?
For now, it does. Yes.
Then mark 1 XP. Varun, does your scavenge choice still hold true?
No, I've been busy running around with these stupid drugs. Yeah.
Okay. If not, then you have the option to change it now.
Yes.
When you change your scavenge, you can simply switch to the other option, or you can get with me to write a new one to reflect your current situation. We can do that between sessions.
I'm just going to change it back. It changes my barter to 0, and I think that accurately reflects the fact that I'm not out getting stuff, scavenging stuff, and I pulled the crew off of my little kiosk. They're not selling anything anymore. They're going back to stupid fishing. So yeah,
They
I
are
think that's
stupid
right.
fishing because they're stupid fishers. Fishing isn't stupid. They are stupid. And then Hatch, are you satisfied with your scavenge? Does it still hold true?
Yeah, we're still willing to. With the gang, we're still willing to sell ourselves as bodyguards and mercenaries and
Can't
whatnot.
believe nobody's taking you up on that, man. Leonti needs the salon protection. Not even thinking of you, Hatch. Dang it. Okay. Check it. I don't think there's anything else I've missed, right? Are we good?
Nothing
Okay,
else.
awesome. Let's talk about stars and wishes. So look at previous game wishes. We had Anesh wanted to interact with PCs. Gosh, you interacted with one. I gonna give myself a check, but I probably shouldn't. Um, boy, oh boy, I'm gonna do better. I promise you. That is a promise from me to you. That you'll get more interactions. See jetpack, get a jetpack. No, what does Cav want? What happens with the little brother thing? Don't need to worry about that. See salon action, socialization, maneuvering. Yes,
Certainly
more
did.
confrontation between PCs. Yeah, we saw some of that too. So who has wishes?
Just to build on what I said last time, I think I figured out a thing there. I think I want my gang to be more incidental to my interactions with the other PCs rather than people I constantly interact with, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, they need to be an important part of it because they, like, the gang is important, but I think spending too much time with them means that I'm not spending time with the other PCs.
100%. You're right. I definitely stuck you in that. I've been wanting to do the courier droid arrival thing since the
Yeah, yeah,
moment that you said what these characters are. So
yeah.
I did my thing, and I'll let you talk to the PCs from now on, I promise. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah,
for
but
that.
but I think it was good to like establish firmly who at least the important gang members are. So I don't mind having done that, but I think moving away from that towards more interaction with the other PCs.
Sounds good. Mark or Steven, wishes?
I'm really curious to see how Zarek reacts to all this. And to see what happened with Larad off screen.
Okay, that sounds good. Steven, did you have any wishes?
Yeah, I noticed that some of the this I noticed that the was it the roll day to day seemed pretty boring. Um, in that, whenever we rolled so high, everything was great. And whenever we roll low, that gives us hooks to then make a story out of. And I think a lot of this session was based off of Leonte's needs, and I think that's really good. I think that the game would be stronger if um the a good barter roll also made good story hooks. And I'm missing that.
I think it can work by showing that someone has easy access to something that someone else needs, but then you need to make that connection within that session, and there's not always time for that.
And I think also we, as all of our characters, had a high barter, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in general, we would all be well off, and that makes it a lot harder to deal with. We're just the elites, right? So having people who are hungry and have a lower barter, I think helps.
Yeah. And that also makes people wanting more from us.
Mm.
Play with that.
That's true. That's true. I tried to make as much as I could out of the day to day, but I hear you. It's a thing I struggle with as an MC and have since it became a more prominent part of for Burned Over, to the
And
point
I
where I
think,
actually
I,
I've kind of foregoed that role in some of the series that I've run in the past.
yeah, I
I
think
feel
that,
like it's a thing that can give some characters, like, push them into motion, but it's also something like that you can just roll and see that, oh, there was nothing interesting, just leave that and move on. It doesn't take that much time, but it can give some life to a session, or give characters a reason to do something they wouldn't otherwise do. But yeah, I absolutely agree with Steven that it could be more, it could be juicier.
and I think that maybe what I'm looking for is more, it's not really an example, but maybe the wording. This is more playback or play test feedback. Um, you know, the words of, you have an excess of wealth and all that kind of stuff, that seems kind of boring. Maybe if it was, you have enough wealth, someone's going to come looking for it,
Yeah.
right? Might be a better way to phrase that to add more hooks whenever the bakers are going through this.
Yeah.
I also noticed
Or
something very similar with the whenever we were rolling low, and a lot of it was the MC will tell you what.
Mm.
Um, I like whenever there's a hook that leaves it very open and you know, doesn't make it very evocative. I like some of the questions at some point said things like, "It will be as it will be worse than what you think,"
Yeah.
and I think that helps a lot.
I think another option for the high roll could be like, yeah, what's free and what's easy? Who did you uh, mess with to get it, or something
Mhm.
like that? Like
Yeah.
there's a build in a conflict there, or tie it back to the scavenge choice in some way. I feel like you choose your scavenge, but then when you roll, make the roll, there's no like if you make a connection there, it's because the MC or the player puts that in there, and I feel like there could be like they could point at each other a bit more. The move could point to the barter choice a bit more.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all that. It's definitely true. Anything else, Steven? Like that's good feedback. Any wishes for the game related stuff or story
No.
stuff? Okay.
Not that I can think of. I'm looking forward to getting the other two people back, but I think we made a mess of things, which is great.
Awesome. So you went last with wishes. You get to go first with stars. Steven, did you have any stars?
Um, I'll start with a star, which is I liked the hard move that you made for the drugs. I was hoping the hard move would be like, oh yeah, you get drugs that are too powerful and they OD, someone ODs in Leonti's place, right? And
Mm.
that's what I was expecting. But we were like, oh no, you got drugs that are worth way more. That just drove the whole thing, and it's really exciting and has me thinking about a lot of stuff, for future sessions. And I'm like, that was a much better choice.
Mm.
That was so good. I liked the interaction that I had with Leonti and dealing with the drugs as far as, this is real tense and, I'm out of my depth here. And Leonti's like, "Hey, we're all friends here. We're all going to do this." And the NPC was like, no, I'm going to kill you all. Um, and that, I also like that, Undesh, you had your whole crew like, yeah, we're just going to go take this boat. This boat's just ours now. So it gave me a chance to kind of loop things in by saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to go stash this on the boat,"
Yeah.
and then I could pull everybody into that whole mess. Yeah.
It was fun. I liked you pointing that way. Like, oh man, that's fun. I appreciated that. Mark, you are next up. Do you have any stars?
Yeah, had a great time making things real messy. I liked I liked both like the interactions with Stephen and um Cider. Just like the way they like the way that bad roll just made them a big problem. Um yeah, like you gave us the fantastic problem of like you find a giant bag of money. That's gonna be fine. It's such a great juicy problem to have. And yeah, and it's just like going for the thing, everyone pointing at that, and it's gonna just us three. It's gonna be a huge mess. Can't wait to see what a disaster it becomes when the other two get involved. Good time all around.
Oh man, I can't wait for Greg to go. What fresh hell have I stepped back into?
Robots
Uh,
everywhere.
Anesh, what did you have any stars?
Yeah, big star to Steven for bringing the boat into it to like make it even messier. I really like the messenger droid. I think that was a high moment of this session for me. So that was super fun, and I like all the Mark being very intriguey with Leanti and the salon. Yeah, had a good time.
I'm glad. I had to say I was really intrigued by Leonte genuinely seeming like a genial person, but also being schemy, but like I trust you implicitly, and then basically proving it. That was super interesting. I liked uh the Sarge's interaction with Leonti and how I got sorry, selfishly, I got to kind of play a PC, have a PC like interaction of going through the emotion of this is a person who's basically stepped off the set of an episode of Andor, you
Mhm.
know, and sees this as an incredibly this opportunity is amazing. I will go through hell to make sure that, but the resistance gets as much of this money as possible. And then Leonti going, oh, by the way, let me show you how this could also be used to further your aims. And her mind going, what? That was really fun. Um,
I also, so I want to add another star and another wish. Star is Mark, you showing the Techno Union guy the drugs at the very end. I didn't expect that, and that's beautiful. That's so good.
that was a mic drop moment. That was great. I
Yeah.
agree.
And then the other wish is I want Hatchet to find out about the drugs from the ship.
Yeah.
I assume that's going to happen anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to explicitly say it.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem. Awesome. This was great. Really good. I knew with three more intimate session we get lots of cool stuff done and it was true. So with that we'll bring this session to a close and see you in a week.